Hello, everyone. Welcome to this month's Zoom Intersections newsletter. My name is Chris Campbell. My pronouns are he, him, and his, and I'm one of the assistant directors in the Office of Multicultural Education. Zoom Intersections is our monthly video newsletter where we highlight previous and upcoming programs and events in our office. We share stories from students and opportunities to get involved with the Office of Multicultural Education. If you missed our last newsletter, no worries. You can still check it out on the Holy Cross Student Affairs YouTube page. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Let's get into what we have for this month. First up, we have our Watch Wednesday series. To celebrate Filipino American History Month in October, we showed the film Filipino Americans Discovering Their Past for the Future. What does the average American know about Filipinos who have been in this country for more than 400 years, who have helped in the development and advancement of this nation? This documentary is the first in-depth documentary produced about the oldest and one of the largest Asian American ethnic groups in the United States. After the film, we had a great discussion about the need for more research to unearth the history of Filipino Americans in the US and highlight how they have contributed significantly to American history. I'll now turn it over to Amy to talk about a Watch Wednesday she hosted.
This month, we hosted a Watch Wednesday documentary discussion and infused the themes of LGBTQ+ History Month. The documentary we watched was titled State of Pride and was held on October 7th. The film takes a look at the history and the meaning of the Pride movements from three diverse perspectives from around the country to see if the concept of pride still has the resonance and the power that it once did. We discussed the intersections of race and sexuality, ability and sexuality, religion and sexuality, and the transformation of language from over the years. The documentary was highly recommended and can be found on YouTube. In October, we hosted two of the first Uplifting Conversation sessions, which is a new program where students have the ability to engage in informal conversations with alumni on topics intersecting with their identity after graduation and in the workplace. These first two sessions infused the LGBTQ+ History Month theme and were titled Navigating the World While Queer, Finding Support and Building Community, and the second titled Thriving in the Workplace While Queer, Job Searches, Interviews, and Advocacy. In total, we had 7 alumni between the two sessions who zoomed in from all over the country and spanned class years from 1983 to 2019. These alumni shared more about their experiences on campus, off campus, in the workplace, and even abroad. Both sessions were recorded to allow more students the opportunities to view these informative sessions. Keep your eyes out for the recordings and our next Uplifting Conversations mid-November, discussing the realities of being first gen in the pandemic and the multitude of responsibilities folks are juggling.
In addition to the Uplifting Conversations, which Amy mentioned, we also hosted a Lift Mentoring webinar in October. Both Uplifting Conversations and Lift Mentoring webinars fall under the program Lift Development, which is a partnership with Alumni Relations, the Bishop Healy Committee, LGBTQ Alumni Network, and HC First Alumni. Lift Development focuses on strategies to build social capital, increase financial literacy, and establish networks for career success. The goal of Lift Development is to encourage students to find their voice, support students as they learn to lead from the intersections of their identity, and coaching students through transitional milestones. Our Lift Mentoring webinar in October, titled How to Save Money in College and Beyond, was hosted by Danita Beck-Require from the class of 1994. Participants walked away learning how to save money while attending college, how to budget for daily college expenses, and how to create a financial plan post-college. Some final thoughts from the presentation were: take care of one another, pool resources with friends, that is clothes, books, etc. Save books for friends, don't sell them for pennies. Support organizations you care about. and give back.
The second book club this semester was on Hood Feminism, Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot by Mickey Kendall. As you can imagine, much of the conversation is reflected in this title. It's talking about women and people of all genders who have been left out of the conversation around feminism due to their lack of resources and lack of access to higher education. With this in mind, much of the conversation focused on what it would mean if we really centered our feminism around helping those who are the most marginalized in our communities. And much of that work starts with our own education. So I would recommend this book to folks looking to have a really holistic conversation around feminism, but also checking their own identities, privileges, and bias that may exist that maybe you're not aware of. It's a good read. We listened to it. And if you have time over this winter break, please take a listen.
As previously noted, October is LGBTQ+ History Month, which is an annual month-long observance of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender history and the history of gay rights and related civil rights movements. OME, in partnership with the Chaplain's Office, Pride, Outfront, and the LGBTQ Alumni Network, hosted a multitude of programs throughout the month. Pride hosted their annual Coming Out Coffee House, which was a huge success with over 40 participants that lasted 2 full hours. Additionally, we closed out the month with a virtual rainbow reception, which is a fun social event typically hosted at the Chaplain's Office, which we readapted and went virtual and still brought together over 50 LGBTQI+ students, faculty, staff, and allies from all across campus. During this event, 2 projects were highlighted, which included the book In Out and About in the Hill, LGBTQI+ alums reflect on life at Holy Cross from 1978 to 2018, and this book went digital, and the Holy Cross Archives and Special Collections unveiled a new project, Project Q, which was originally created in 2016 and serves as a digital home for LGBTQI+ Holy Cross related materials, which you can discover a rich history of the LGBTQI+ community on campus. Both links can be seen above.
Last month, we covered the topic of imposter syndrome. We had a keynote address by Dr. Arbe Austin and a faculty and staff training. Many students have come to OME in my time and talked about symptoms of imposter syndrome and how they've been able to navigate it. The keynote address was a really great opportunity to talk about it as a whole community, right? So staff, faculty, and students got together to really learn from Dr. Arbe Austin, but also got to ask some critical questions. And then in the staff and faculty training, we talked more about how do you identify some of these aspects in some of our students, but also some of our colleagues, and how do we help folks navigate it. So as we close out the month, just want to let you know that OME is here to have the conversation around imposter syndrome and look forward to more programming in the spring.
Within the Office of Financial Aid, they recognize October as Financial Aid Awareness Month. If you haven't already filled out your FAFSA and your CSS profile, please do so as soon as possible. If you need help filling these out, please reach out to the Financial Aid Office.
As we close out this month's Zoom Intersections newsletter, I want to reiterate that the OME staff is here to support the Holy Cross community through community building and providing a supportive virtual space. One way to connect is via the Lean On Me group chat through GroupMe. If you would like information on joining the chat, contact us at our office email, which is ome@holycross.edu. Follow us on Facebook at Holy Cross OME. You can also find us on Instagram at holycross_OME. OME staff members are also available for individual meetings via phone, Google Meet, or Zoom. If you need to schedule a time to speak with an OME staff member, please email our office or reach out directly to a staff member. To close out, here is a message from Michelle Rosa Martins, the Director of the Office of Multicultural Education.
After a long few months of battling emotions, being on a roller coaster ride, I don't want to say that we're off the roller coaster, but I do want to say that we in OME are happy to have a decision made and to be able to move forward and start thinking about our futures. And so with all the celebrations that have happened in the last week or so, we wanted to come here and just tell you that we are here to process feelings, to celebrate, to think about how this impacts your lived identities, whether it's local or regional, whether you're on the Hill or off the Hill. We want to share that we're here for you. And if you want to have a conversation or celebrate or join the group chat, let us know. But this is a time to lean on community. We're stronger together.